Hello and welcome to traders and investors. I'm glad to present to you the cryptocurrency market review presented by analysts and experts from fx.co portal. Here we go. Bitcoin continues to show a semblance of an upward move, which has been a correction for over 2 months. A liquidity pool untouched below, which is the price is likely to tap with a probability of 90%. We believe that in the near future, market makers may manipulate prices to convince traders that an upward trend has begun. Additionally, Bitcoin could form a sell signal, the first on the daily timeframe in recent months, in the nearest bearish FVG. At the same time, analysts at Glassnode noted that retail investors remain indifferent toward Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. The accumulation trend score index currently equals 0, indicating distribution or a lack of accumulation. Neither scenario suggests significant Bitcoin growth in the near future, let alone a trend. Glassnode stated that the current activity levels clearly do not correspond to the market bottom. On the daily timeframe, Bitcoin remains in a downtrend. The structure is clarified, bearish, with CHOCH level at 97.9k. Only move above this level would suggest a trend reversal. Since there are no signs of a bullish shift, we expect the downtrend to resume. The point of interest zone for shorts lies in the 79.5k, 81.1k range. A valid sell setup may form there, but it requires confirmation on a lower timeframe, ideally the 1-hour chart, preferably with a break of structure, a bullish structure. Liquidity below the trend line remains the key downside target. On the 4-hour chart, Bitcoin has formed a weak uptrend for about 3 weeks. The price action is slow and unconvincing, typical for a correction. Until recently, it wasn't even clear whether Bitcoin was still in a range. The only tradable setup for the latest bullish FVG after the breakout. However, further upside is questionable as price is now approaching a bearish FVG on the daily chart. A break below CHOCH level on the 4-hour timeframe would signal the end of the current correction and could trigger a new bearish move, potentially the start of the next leg down in a broader daily downtrend. On the daily chart, Ethereum remains in a downtrend. With an ongoing upward correction. There are currently 3 bearish FVGs. With the nearest one and a 24.80-26.30 USD range. The key zone to watch At the same time, Bitcoin is approaching its own bearish FVG, which means both assets could soon generate sell signals after 2 months of correction. The CHOCH level stands at 33.95, the last lower high. As long as price stays below it, the downtrend remains intact. On the 4-hour timeframe, Ethereum is in a weak uptrend, essentially a correction within a larger downtrend. Price action remains choppy, with frequent pullbacks. Over the past 2 months, it's become clear how difficult these corrections are to trade. FVGs appear often on this timeframe. And many do get respected, so traders can still use bullish setups for short-term longs. However, the key point remains: the downtrend can resume at any moment. That's why we're watching the CHOCH level on the 4-hour chart. A break below it would signal the end of the current upward correction and a potential return to the broader downtrend. That's all for today. See you online soon and good luck.